Hey there and welcome to the channel. If this is your first video, I help people move to Costa Rica. So this is a mini series on, kind of how to purchase property here in Costa Rica. So it's going to be multiple parts of the series because otherwise, just to break everything down a little bit shorter for you. In today's video, we're going to talk about, well, should you purchase property? What kind of properties are available? How to choose an area that's a good fit for you. And so this is just kind of the first starting video if you're contemplating purchasing property in Costa Rica. So should you purchase property? That's kind of a personal decision based on you, but there are some things that I do think that you should consider. Well, number one, can you afford to buy the property? Knowing that typically financing is not going to be possible down here. Lately, I have seen a few options popping up, so that could be something good. Maybe email me if you're looking for financing here in the country, because I have been exploring some different options that I would say are pretty new. There are some banks that seem to be willing to work with foreigners more now, and you would put essentially, the 30% down, and then, you'd have your loan. The loan terms seem to be, about 14, 15 years, maybe up to 30 years. So this is something that's pretty new. Actually, to be honest with you, if it was months ago, I would tell you, nope, sorry, all cash, or unless you can get an owner to finance you. But this is a little bit new and it's starting to happen. So you can shoot me an email. I'll send you the information that I have and what I know so far about potential financing options here in the country. So if you are full cash, then that's something to think about. So should you purchase property? Well, do you have the financing available, or do you have the liquid cash to actually buy a property? Two, for me, I don't think it should ever be a rushed process of coming down to Costa Rica and purchasing a property. So I'm not a real estate agent. We advise our clients on all kinds of information, on everything. Car purchase, bringing their pets, but also properties. So I like to just explain to them that you do not need to rush into property purchase, because personally, I feel like that's when mistakes happen, and that's when things can happen, that can cause it to be a bad experience. So are you in a rush to buy a property? If so, then I don't know if you should really, personally, I don't know if you should really be buying one. Like, take time, slow it down, be really sure of what you're buying. So another thing of should you buy, like, you should be 100% sure on the area that you want to buy in. 100% sure, because it may not be that easy just to turn around and sell it if in a year down the line you decide you don't want that property anymore. It's not like North America. I know lately the housing market up there has been really hot. Maybe it's starting to cool down a bit. We're in December 1st of 2022, just to give you some reference in case you're watching this and it's been a while. But it doesn't just boom, turn around and sell like that. So that's something to consider too. If you all of a sudden need to liquidate this property and get out of this purchase, if that can happen one day, just know that that may not happen as quickly as possible. So consider that into your factor of should you purchase property. Is now a good time in your life to purchase a property? Another thing would be the reason for purchasing your property. There's all kinds of different types of property, as I noted. There's hobby farms, there's actual farms, there's condos, there's single family homes, there's apartment complexes. There's, pretty much everything. So thinking about what type of property you're looking for and what is your purpose for the purchase. Are you going to be living in this property full time and using it for residential use? Is it an investment that you're going to be in part time of the year? Are you a snowbird? Are you coming down for parts of the year and then you're going to rent it out the rest of the year? Is it strictly just an investment? Are you buying the property strictly just for rental income, and then maybe you come down for a week or two during the year? So really thinking about your reasons for property purchasing, and is the maybe particular property that you found a good fit for the area that you've chosen and the reason that you're choosing it for. Like, let's say if you want an investment property, maybe being out in the middle of nowhere on a farm or out in the middle of nowhere in a non-touristic area is not a great idea. So just taking those things into consideration. And that does lead me to, the area. So being 100% sure on your area is so important in your decision of should you buy property. And the thing I see a lot of people online being drawn to certain areas because of a particular property that they found. So it's like they're just looking based on property versus based on area that's a good fit. Because again, if you're choosing this for an investment, oh, you found this amazing cheap apartment, great, but is it a good investment location? Or, okay, you want to live in the property full time, you found this property that's within your budget, looks like a dream place, but what if the location's not a good fit for you? So that's why the area, like I feel like people online need to stop searching for property based on the property. Like you need to define your area or areas. There can be multiple, of course. That would be a potential match and fit for you and your lifestyle or your purpose for buying the property, and then start from there. That's when you're gonna be able to really narrow down and actually find properties that might be a better fit for you long term, that you're gonna be happy with the purchase overall. So that's this little tidbit. Again, just thinking about what is your purpose for property purchase here. Do you have the cash to buy it, or are you eligible for a particular financing option that may be available? And again, 100% sure on that area. Are you 100% sure on the area, and are you searching for property based on the area that's the fit for you versus just the type of property? And lastly, should you all of a sudden need to sell that property? Like, are you in a position that one day, oh my gosh, if you need to liquidate that, does it need to be fast? Because if so, this may not be a good option for you to buy here, because it may not be a fast sell for you to get that cash back out of that purchase. So in the next video, we're going to chat a little bit about where to find properties. So, you might be lost on Google looking at stuff, trying to find out prices. So we will talk about where to find properties here in Costa Rica.